Welcome along everybody to Imola, just down the road from Ferrari HQ, and they know a thing or two about pace, and pace today is king. It's qualifying day, and it's great to have you with us.
Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back once again to my F1 24 career mode journey. If you haven't seen the last instalment from Miami, I urge you to check that one out before you see this one, and if you do need to catch up because you've missed a few, then do be sure to check out my playlist F1 24 career mode. We were faced with changeable conditions in Miami and we had entirely the wrong strategy. We made a little bit of a mistake there, but more on that in a moment. But we had the wrong strategy, and as a result, we came away from Miami with no points. But I'm hoping despite the mistake I've made on this qualifying lap, we can go into the race and maybe gain a couple of points here. And we've got rain forecast, which should dry up for the end of the race. So I'm hoping, touch wood, that we can have a better weekend, make better strategy calls, and that will help us move forwards. But for now, we've had a bit of a dismal start to this qualifying lap. I've made it up in Sector 2, but I think we're already too far back to even make any significant gains. But the rest of this lap felt pretty decent. We haven't really lost anything more than where we were behind, which was 1.6 seconds. So that's a positive, that in sectors 2 and 3 we didn't lose that much more, and the pace round here seems to be decent. So we're going to see what the qualifying times were now, and pole position Lando Norris with Russell alongside. The Mercedes looking really quick here. If anything, McLaren, who looked so dominant at the beginning of the season, struggling, and our season rival Charles Leclerc in P14. Where were we in the end? It was 1.7, so we lost a tenth in the final sector. And I think that was pretty much what we'd lost in Sector 2 as well. So, positives there.
Hello there and welcome back to Imola, home circuit of the Scuderia Ferrari. We expect to see a lot of local supporters wearing red today, and they've all turned out for what we're expecting will be a sensational event here at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Stroll, Gasly, Théo Pourchaire, Albon, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Hülkenberg, Joe, Sainz, Ocon, Ricciardo, Maloney, Behrman, and Joker. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see.
I know you're gutted to be starting from here, but just focus on putting that and some other cars behind you. Good luck.
It's a very, very wet start with conditions more suited to boat racing, but that's a positive in itself because with changeable conditions, strategy can help us move forwards. We're underway here in a rain-soaked Imola, and it's a decent start with Ollie Behrman alongside trying to hold the position, and he does so there. He's even having a look at Zayn Maloney, no way through there. I'm trying to find space down the inside to get past the Haas, but Maloney holding the position, and Behrman now attacking Maloney round the outside, but he's not going to get through there, and in fact Behrman nearly off the circuit, and we're very close. Down the inside we go, but I'm still not able to get Zayn Maloney. However, I am able to pass Oliver Behrman and move up into P21, and down the inside of Maloney we go, and also having a look at Daniel Ricciardo for good measure. Have we got past the Sauber? Yes, we have. Up into P19, so 3 places gained already. That's a very positive start. But it is so slippery because it is so so wet here in Imola, and I've gone wide there, and that might allow Daniel Ricciardo a way back through. In fact, Ricciardo is getting back through here, and he's tagged us! Ricciardo has tagged us, and that's forced me wide a little bit. I thought I'd given Ricciardo the space, but let's have a look. And as we go around the left hand, I think we both had a little slide towards each other there. And Ricciardo, well, you could have recovered from that, really. He went wide, tried to correct, and then went furtherly wide. So that little incident costing us, I've gone wide there myself. It is so hard in these conditions, and Zane Maloney retaking P19. This is tough stuff here at Imola, and we're on lap 2, and I want P19 back from the Haas of Zane Maloney. Carlos Sainz has pulled out 3.5 seconds to this scrap already, so it's not looking particularly good anymore for us. Look at the fastest lap Lando Norris has set. He is absolutely flying here. We're trying to recatch Zane Maloney, and we're quite significantly off of the time Norris set. But here we go, we're using all of overtake to get closer, and closer to the Haas driver, but Maloney covering as best as he can, but we've gone down the inside and moved up the place, up into P19, heading round Aqua Minerale. We have caught the cars ahead, so the pace is looking quite good here, so there's still progress we can make, and we're setting purple sectors as well, so purple first, green second. That's a highly positive start to this lap as we head towards the end sector. Can we set a fastest lap? Lando Norris does a 29.6, and we can only do a 1 minute 30.1 as our PB. Lewis Hamilton then, who was leading this race, now finds himself out of it. And Lewis Hamilton, he was building a little bit of a lead, but he is out of this Imola Grand Prix, and because of that we have a red flag. But I think the weather also having something to do with that as well. So the race momentarily stopping, and I'm going to take a gamble because the conditions look a little better. So I'm going to take a gamble of intermediate tyres. Let's see how that works for us. And actually, none of the other drivers have gone into. And it is raining a lot less. So that's going to work out hugely for us. Right, underway again. We don't have the initial getaway. In fact, that was quite poor off the line. But when we get to the corners, the traction advantage is going to be there. Look how slow they're all going. I'm trying to find space so that I can get through this traffic jam. We're ahead of Maloney already, and I'm thinking about a look down the inside of Yuki Tsunoda, but I don't think there's going to be a way through until we get to the left-hander of Toza. And we're now trying to find the way to the inside of Tsunoda, getting down the inside, and we're going to try and take Carlos Sainz too for good measure. We have taken Sainz for good measure up into P16. And now we can really start moving forwards because the grip advantage is quite high, considering that we're on Inters, which are the right tyre at this stage, and they're on full wet. So we're going to just be passing these. We're going to be picking them off lap by lap. So far we're up to P15. We've just got ahead of Zhou Guan Yu, who is having a look round the outside, but there is not a way through there. Okay, end of lap 8, onto the back of Esteban Ocon, but he's having his own little fight with Nico Hülkenberg, and I'm going to try and pick them both off down the inside into Tamburello, and I think we have made that work with the grip advantage we've got. Yes, we have, up into P13. We're just outside the points now, and chasing down Albon and Leclerc, the last cars that aren't in the points. So, and look how quickly we're catching up as well. We're really bringing that gap down fast. This is the advantage of having the better tyre, and it is so important in this sport to be on the right tyre at the right time. And right now, that is exactly what we are. Right tyre, right time, and we've just taken P12 from Charles Leclerc, and now we're going to attack Alex Albon. This will be for P11. Perez sets the fastest lap of the race, so he's currently leading now. The second Ferrari driver to lead this race, and the Tifosi still having hope at this stage as we now get ready to lunge on Alex Albon down the inside, and he can't really fight me off because of the grip advantage that we've got. And we now move up into P11, and we're one place away from points, and currently that's being held by Théo Pourchaire, but it shouldn't take us long to catch up to him. In fact, by the end of the next lap, we have caught him. Having a look up the inside there, no way through, but the advantage of being on the right tyre is absolutely negating the power disadvantage that we have. So it's really helping us. We've set our fastest lap at 27.8, and we're getting ready to have a look down the inside of Théo Pourchaire, and that is P10 for us. Pourchaire trying to fight it, but in the end ultimately not able to fight that one. Up into P10 we go, and now we're chasing down Valtteri Bottas at the end of lap 11. Bottas will want to try and hold on to the position, but look at that, we've just got such good grip going round there, and I've got the confidence to brake that bit later. And now we head back onto the straight, chasing down Lance Stroll. It might be a case of having to wait again until we get to the double left before doing it, as it's not really easy to overtake around here. But you know what, I'm cool with that. We're going to bide our time because the advantage we've got is going to last. The track is getting drier and drier, and the rain is easing off just a little bit more, so we should be heading towards a drying track quite soon. And this is us all over the back of Lance Stroll. Piastri ahead of us. There's quite a queue of cars here because there's another one heading it. Right, this is us on Lance Stroll. We're going to go down the inside of the left-hander. Down the inside we go, and that just shows visibly the grip that we've got. Up into P9 ahead of Lance Stroll. This is Sergio Perez leading the way here in Imola, and he is doing a really fine job here, and he's slowing down. Sergio Perez, the second Ferrari to drop out of the race from the lead. Oh, Tifosi hearts are just crushed in that moment because Sergio Perez out of the race, both Ferraris gone, and he's just left wondering what could have been. Oh, well, I think people are going to start to leave the stands now at Imola, and we do have a brief virtual safety car, which gives me time to just ease off a bit and think about how I'm going to attack the next few drivers. Piastri is going after Pierre Gasly for P5, and again, are we going to be able to take them both? Very late braking there, and in fact, oh, we've gone off the circuit, so not able to keep the place on either of them. We're going to let them both go, and Gasly's going to hold on to the place on Piastri. As much as Piastri's trying to attack, no way through there, and I think Piastri made a little bit of contact with Gasly there. And now I can go down the inside of Piastri and retake P6. Gasly doing a great job up in the top 5, but we're now going to have to displace him. Alonso has pulled away from this little battle now. I think he was quite close to it at one point, but Alonso has now just made his distance, but that's cool because we're going to catch up with him anyway. There's Gasly, and behind us now is Gasly as we go side by side and get past him up into P5. And the question asks itself now, how far forwards can we make this? Because we are heading towards the very front of the field. Lap 15, we're chasing the battle for third to get ourselves onto the podium. What can we do here? Is even the race win possible? Setting a fastest lap, a 1:26.0. We're going about 2, maybe 3 seconds a lap faster than anybody. And this is absolutely beautiful. It has nothing to do with the performance of the car. We're just on the right tyre at the right time. And in this sport, like I've said before, it is critical and can sometimes really change your race. Now we're going down the inside of Fernando Alonso and taking P4. Next up is George Russell for third. And The possibilities are now entering my mind, and like a bloodhound, I am hunting down this race win. But first things first, we've got to pass George Russell, and then we've got to pass Verstappen and Norris. Down the inside of Aqua Minerale we go on Russell, and that just proves how much of a grip advantage we have, because you don't see overtakes happening there typically. On the back of Max Verstappen we go now. This is for P2. The Red Bull dead ahead of us, and we're now attacking him. Is there a way through down the inside here? No, there isn't. That'd be a bit over-ambitious. But we're going to have a look at setting it up in the double left. Verstappen, his tyres clearly overheating as the rear end steps out the tiniest bit. Down the inside we go, and that is P2. And now we can start putting pressure on Lando Norris as we head out of the left-hander. Lap 19 complete, and Lando Norris is ahead, but the pressure is on as we are charging towards him at a vast rate of knots. Norris heading into turn 1, and Lando Norris pits at the end of lap 20, and we take the lead of this Imola Grand Prix with 12 laps to go. The circuit is starting to dry, so my thoughts are now, right, I'm going to take this until the circuit dries, and hopefully that'll work in our favour. The problem is these tyres are already starting to feel like they're not at their best, so I'm starting maybe to think of going a little bit easier on them and trying to make them last potentially to the end of the race if we need them to. We've got Lando Norris 27 seconds behind, so he could potentially catch us or get close if we fall off the cliff here. But I'm also thinking they're at 59% now on lap 23. The circuit is drying out a bit more. If the circuit carries on drying out, it's going to be a case of they will overheat, and that will cause them to furtherly wear. At the end of lap 25, what are our tyres on? We will have a quick look. 72%. Right, okay. That's made my mind up for me. I'm going to have to gamble at the first opportunity for dry tyres because we're not making the end. That is one thing that has become clear. And there's still spots of rain falling on lap 27, but the circuit looks a lot drier, and we're losing quite a lot of time behind anyway now. So I think it's worth just taking this gamble, because if we go on to intermediates, fine, the circuit dries out, we're still going to have no grip. If we carry on as we are, the tyres are going to go bang. But if we go on to dries, we might still have a chance of pulling out a great result from this race. So we're taking the gamble into the pits. This feels like such a long and slow pit lane. But we're now into the pits. Dry set of tyres going on. We're taking the softs to the end. Norris sets the fastest lap. It's a 1:22. Closely beaten then by Max Verstappen. And then Alonso gets into the 1:21s. We're going to drop down to P4. But the million-dollar question is, how are these tyres going to feel once we're out of the pits? The grip appears to be there. Bottas sets another fastest lap. But I think we've got a grip advantage again because it feels fine to be on dries. Even though we've still got a few spots of rain about, it feels fine. And we've caught up by the end of that lap to Fernando Alonso. Alonso sets a 21.5, but we set 2 purple sectors. So we're already attacking Alonso for P3. Can we get down the inside here? We've gone for it, but we've gone across the gravel. And Alonso simply says, thank you very much. I will just take that straight back. But by Aqua Minerale, we're already in a position to attack the Aston Martin. Look how much grip we have in comparison to Alonso. We're going to try and go round the outside and sweep back into P3. So we're back into a podium position. What can we do about Verstappen and Norris ahead? They're 6 seconds to Lando Norris, but that is coming down so fast. And honestly, I feel like they're going to be sitting ducks if we can get anywhere near them. Under normal circumstances, that gap would be 2-2 on order. But today, well, by the middle of the lap, we've taken 3 seconds out of Verstappen. So by the middle of the same lap, we've already demolished the gap to the Red Bull. And now we're going to set him up for a move down the inside here. And I don't think there's going to be anything Verstappen can do to keep me back. There really is nothing he can do. And now, once again, for the second time today, the pressure is on Lando Norris. 2 laps to go. Can Lando hang on to a win? Or is he just going to not have enough grip to do it? By the time we get to Aqua Minerale, we're already over the back of Lando Norris, heading to the double right-hander. What can we do here? Norris has locked up! Norris locks up and we take the lead of this Imola Grand Prix. This is the moment Lando Norris locks up and we lead the Imola Grand Prix. Last time out in Miami, it was a disaster strategy. Here though, we've made all the right decisions at all the right times, and that has taken us from P22 to P1. Yes, okay, we were lucky with the strategy. We've had a tyre advantage. We don't have a performance advantage, but part of racing is making all the right decisions at all the right times. Today we have done that, and we head to the line and win here in Imola.
Very lovely drive. On to the next one.
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
Well, what a thrilling end to an incredible Grand Prix weekend. Our top 3 finishers should be incredibly happy with what they were able to achieve out there today. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
We started stone dead last, and we've won the race. Unbelievable. Okay, it all started when the pack were on full wet tyres and we were on inters. And at the end, we were on slicks while they were on inters. But we made all the right strategic calls. They made all the wrong strategic calls, and that is what made the difference and got us this race win. Bottas leads the standing still, but only by 3 points. Lando Norris is now within 7 points. Verstappen with 8 points. It's so close at the front of the championship, and we've jumped up into P8 with that race win. Alonso, Russell, Perez are 5th, 6th and 7th, and Leclerc and Hamilton completing the top 10. But what an unbelievable drive that was, and I'm so happy to have grabbed that win. It was very unexpected, but the best results sometimes are, and I'm really happy to take that one. And we've jumped up as well from 8th to 6th in the Constructors, McLaren still leading it. Thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Enjoy the rest of your day.